News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
You can say that again. It is Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, on a liquid sunshine Friday morning. How would you on this weekend, maybe Sunday, how would you like to do, maybe 2.5 or almost a 2.5 mile swim, 116 miles on a bike, and then a 26.2 mile run? Come on, let's all get up and do that. I'll meet you down there. We'll run down there and do that right quick. Give us something to do before Sunday morning. Then we can go to have us some Little Debbies. And the reason I bring this up is because it is the Little Debbie Iron Man competition this Sunday in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I think it's pretty cool that Little Debbie is the one that is sponsoring this. Now, are they the ones that are going to feed the people along the way? You know, you're running for an oatmeal pie, or maybe one of those chocolate fudge round things. Oh, yes. Sounds good to me. But look, we actually are going to have someone from our radio station that's going to be participating in that. And if you listen to Wednesday's show, she lets you know. Her name is Dr. Danielle Mitchell. She is with the Chattanooga Sports Institute, one of our sponsors. She has a show every other Wednesday here. The doc is in the house. And we send out of our love and our support for her and her team that are going to be out there running this grueling race. I mean, this is not an easy thing. They kick it off, I guess, about a little before 7. They jump in the water and they do a 2.4 mile an hour swim. Now, according to the Ironman website, it says it's going to be a 2.4 mile swim in the Tennessee River with ample spectator vantage points along the city's famous Riverwalk. So, and I'm hoping they're going to be swimming downriver, because if they're swimming upriver, I feel sorry for them. They get out of the water then, and then they do the bike course, which is 116 miles. It would head south of town and do 2 loops into North Georgia with a scenic farmland and mountain views. I'm glad they've given them something scenic to look at. I know if I was doing 116 miles on a bike in a race, knowing that I had to do a marathon after that, I'd want something scenic and peaceful, like the rolling farm hills of North Georgia. Maybe they can go by one of the wineries down there. That'd be nice. Wouldn't it? Do a little tour. After that, then they jump off their bikes and they do a 2.5 mile loop, which is 26.2 mile run course that will showcase beautiful downtown Chattanooga, the South Side, Riverview, and North Shore. Now, it says to expect this to be a rolling course. That's an understatement. I mean, there's parts of North Chattanooga they can go in that these poor people, we may never see them again. But at least they're going to be able to take in some of the sights of the city while you're running a marathon, which is always nice. I think that's always a nice way to put that. But get out and support this. This is a huge event. I know I'm having fun with it, but it is a huge event, and I take my hat off and to these athletes, especially Dr. Danielle Mitchell of the Chattanooga Sports Institute, where she is going to be participating in this. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of determination, takes a lot of training, takes a lot of effort. So get out and support them. I think it's going to start a little before 7, and there's going to be plenty of places if you want to see the athletes or see exactly what's going on. And if you need, if you've got a sports injury or you've got something on, or maybe you just need to go to the doctor, why don't you go see Dr. Danielle Mitchell? And she's right there at 4208 North Access Road, and that's not too far from Access Pharmacy. So when you make that corner, she's down there on the right, and you can give her a call at 423-875-1005, 423-875-1005, and tell her good luck, and tell her go ya. I think that's what she says, go ya. So yeah, looking forward to that. Going to do a little marathon, and maybe the marathon's not your deal. Maybe you're saying, that's a whole lot of work and a whole lot of stuff going on early on a Sunday morning. I'd like to do something that's just a little more laid back, and you can do that. You can go to the Hamilton County Fair, and that's this Saturday and Sunday. It's the 26th and 27th. Actually, today, I think, is when the school kids are supposed to be there, but they've got a lot of covered places, so they're going to have a lot of fun. The fair's always a fun place to go. Remember, they have the petting zoo there. And of course, every child needs to get into a enclosed corral container with a sheep, a goat, and a miniature donkey, because there's very friendly animals, but it's always fun to watch the kids with the animals. They're also going to have ducks and rabbits and calves and chickens and all kind of fun fair stuff. But they're going to have, other stuff. They're going to have about 40 antique automobiles. So, all of you car enthusiasts, you're going to want to go. I know Christy's Treasures is going to be there. You want to go by and see Christy, and you can talk to her about some of her treasures, which is some of the jewelry she does. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of jewelry. She's going to be there. There's going to be retro farming equipment, antique tractors, even old time engines like generators and stuff. That'd be pretty cool to see. I'd like to see that. And then the big thing is the Chattanooga area model railroad club is going to be there, and they're going to have a 350 feet track. It's going to have bridges, overpasses, signals, side tracks. I mean, it's going to be huge. So you want to go out and see that. I mean, there's nothing like watching one of those cool little miniature trains. I mean, it's just soothing. It kind of takes you back to a different era, and that is really what the fair is about. So you're listening to Hot News Talk Radio. This is the Mr. Judd Show, and you can find us at hotnewstalkradio.com. That's hotnewstalkradio.com. Listen to us anywhere at any time with that, or maybe the TuneIn app. That's my favorite way to listen to us. Just download it on your smartphone. Click on the app, search Hot News Talk Radio 1240 AM, and just make us a favorite, and bada bing, bada boom, you can hear us anywhere at any time. Do not forget to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. It's very simple. Hot News Talk Radio on either Facebook or Twitter. So while you're walking around the fair this weekend, and maybe this weekend you want to hear Set the Hook with Pat Rose, well, you can do it through your smartphone. It's pretty simple. That's a great show, by the way. #1 show in the city on the weekends. Set the Hook with Pat Rose. Maybe you're going on Sunday and you do not want to miss the NASCAR race. You know what? You don't have to, because here at Hot News Talk Radio, we carry NASCAR. We carry every lap of every race. And this week they're at New Hampshire. It is the Sylvania 300, and it's chase time. So every race is magnitude. Every race is important. There's 12 men that are wanting to win this cup, the Sprint Cup, and it's critical time, because we're getting right in the middle of the chase. So you can catch it. I believe that it starts at 2 p.m. We'll have it here on Hot News Talk Radio. Do not forget, after that, we're going to have NFL. That's right. After NASCAR, you still got to have that sports fix. And so this week, after the NFL, we're going to have the Bills and the Dolphins. That's right, the Bills and the Dolphins. So right after the race, you can pick that game up, listen to the end of it and the rest of it. But NASCAR is our first love, but NFL's growing. So you catch them both here on Hot News Talk Radio, both NASCAR and NFL. So don't forget. Look, the fair is going to be a good time. I have heard rumors, and this is just rumors, that Confederate Mike may be wandering around there. Depends how it depends. I'd catch him early in the day. He hits that moonshine starting about 11:30, and I mean, he looks like a monkey riding a bicycle about 3 o'clock. So if you see someone, and everybody knows what Confederate Mike looks like. So if you see someone staggering around there, just give him the old thumbs up and say, "Go get him, Confederate Mike." The big C, Confederate Mike. He will be at the fair. That's the rumor that I hear. Now I don't know. So go by, and it's pretty simple. If you go to Northgate Mall, you can catch a shuttle to the fair. So they make it really simple for you. That way you don't have to drive in, find parking and all that, because the fair takes up just about all of Chester Frost. So, that's something to keep in mind. And then one last thing, don't forget, next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, we have the Wings Over North Georgia Air Show. And it's just go to their website, wingsovernorthgeorgia.com, wingsovernorthgeorgia.com. And you can find out more information and get tickets there. We'll be talking about that a little more next week, as we've talked about it some this week. But you got NASCAR this weekend. I mean, we're going to talk about some big football games that are going on tonight. We're going to talk a little Major League Baseball. No, this is not clutch, but we are going to cover these, and then we're going to get into some things about what the Pope said before Congress yesterday, and then drones versus driverless cars. Very interesting article. Very interesting article in the way that it's crafted. And I like the way they did this. That's why I'm sharing it on my show. It's because this is what I like. But NASCAR, 2 p.m., do not forget, it's on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. And we'd like to congratulate the Kansas City Royals as they have made the playoffs. Now there's 3 teams in. It's Kansas City, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now we're going to have 3 more teams make it. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens at the end of this Major League season. If you're a baseball fan, this is when it really gets good. Playoff and World Series time. Plus, we got all kinds of football going on. Tons and tons of stuff here in the beautiful scenic city. So just because it may be raining on your little pumpkin head right now, it's going to be a great, great weekend.
Grab your rain gear for this Friday morning. We'll see scattered showers and cloudy skies as we go throughout the day. High temperatures will be cooler, only climbing into the lower 70s. We'll see a few more of these showers as we head into the evening hours with overnight lows in the mid-60s. This forecast is brought to you by Guthrie's Restaurant, home of the original golden fried chicken finger with their special sauce. Open daily with 3 area locations, Trenton, Signal Mountain, and Ringgold. And I'm WDEF News 12 meteorologist Megan Wise.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Costa, host of the Costa Report, every Sunday at 9 a.m. My guest this week is former Congresswoman and candidate for the presidency, Miss Michelle Bachmann, who'll be here to talk about just how big a role beliefs play in forging public policy. Don't miss the always controversial Michelle Bachmann this Sunday at 9 a.m. on the Costa Report on AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Saudi Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's E.J. Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead, 622-3156.
Hey, all you gun enthusiasts! Carter Shooting Supply has just bought a crazy load of guns and is having a crazy huge sale event. Going on now, a huge inventory of Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, and Taurus, all on sale. Taurus guns have a mail-in rebate for $25 to $50. All long guns and all ammo on sale, too, just in time for hunting season. Come in and take advantage of this crazy huge sale event. Going on now at Carter Shooting Supply, or shop from home by going to cartershootingsupply.com. Highway 58, Harrison. Check our prices before you buy.
Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
If you have the DTs, the shakes, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia. You need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall next Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
So do you want the world? Do you want Chattanooga? Maybe you just want Brainerd or maybe Hickson. How about a little Soddy Daisy? You get it all here. We're just going to give it to y'all. We're going to talk a little high school football. I know I'm stepping on the one and only Keon Rose Clutch, who has a great sports show here from 1 to 2 every Monday through Friday. You need to check him out. I mean, he does a wonderful job with sports. And, I know he has that blind spot called Texas, and that's okay. We've got him in therapy, and we're trying to get him over that. And before him, don't forget about the one and only, the adolescent and Digital Drive. Yes, sirree. He's going to be giving you an interesting perspective today on the VW thing. He's kind of looking at it from a software deal, not just, oh, you're bad VW because you release these pollutants in the air. Whatever. Okay. What is going on tonight in high school football? We got some pretty big matchups. We have your Soddy Daisy Trojans. They're 4-0, man. They are kicking it this year. And they face off. They have to travel to East Hamilton County. And that's the East Hamilton Hurricanes. They're 3-2, not too shabby. So that ought to be a very interesting matchup. Now, here is another interesting matchup. Hickson, who has not won a game. Come on, man. Come on, Wildcats. You got to get it together tonight. But the East Ridge Pioneers, even without a stadium, they're 5-0. So that should be a good one. And Hickson's going to travel to East Ridge. That's going to be, I wonder where they're going to play. Maybe they have a back lot or somewhere they can play in. So, or maybe they're going to play at Hickson and East Ridge I don't know how that works. But anyway, Walker Valley travels to Tyner, and Walker Valley's 1-3, and Tyner happens to be 3-1. So that's interesting in itself. And the other one is that I'm just going to highlight here. The other two big ones are Brainerd and Baylor. Baylor's 4-1, and Brainerd they're having a tough year. You know, this doesn't happen too often, but they're 0-4. But then you have Marion County, 5-0, and they're bringing it. I mean, they bring it hard over in that Marion County. They're serious about their high school football. And Marion County and South Pittsburgh and all those folks, they're coming to Boyd Buchanan, and Boyd Buchanan is 4-0. So you got two undefeated teams facing off tonight at Boyd Buchanan. So you want to make sure that you get out and watch your favorite team, even if you don't have kids in the school system. Get out and take in some high school football, man. It's the purest form of football, and to me it is just great. It is just a great sport to watch. You got Silverdale Baptist. They're 2-2. Hey, they're not having a bad season because they've had some rough seasons there. They're actually traveling all the way up to Sale Creek to face the Panthers. And the Panthers only won one game, but man, anytime you go on the road like that, you could be upset in a hurry. So I hope Silverdale will kind of keep that in mind. I hope they keep up their good season. And then one last one is the Copper Basin Cougars travel to Grace Academy. The Golden Eagles of Grace Academy, they're actually having a really good season. They're 3-2. And if you don't go for any other reason, go to the Grace Academy game because you need to see their marching band. That's right. You need to see a McKinley Tyson, who should be stepping in the marching band tonight. So go over to Grace, wave at her, give her the old thumbs up, and take in some high school football because, I mean, we are really blessed here with great high school football, and it is a good sport, and it does a lot for these young men that are out and about. I mean, it builds character and everything else. So, and hey, it's almost lunchtime, and one of the best commercials on this radio station. Well, let me roll that back. One of the best commercials on any station in town, because we are the hottest, the newsiest, and the talkingest radio station there is, because we're Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, is Raphael's Pizza and Italian Restaurant. If you haven't heard that commercial, it is one of the best. But look, the bottom line is they have great food. They have 3 locations. They've got in Hickson, in Soddy, and on Signal Mountain. Now, in Hickson is right there at Highland Plaza. Everybody knows where Highland Plaza is in Hickson. And on Soddy Daisy, it's right across from the Soddy Daisy Church of God. And I mean, it's right there, good food. And on Signal Mountain, it's on Taft Highway up there, where everything is on Signal. But here's the deal. You can buy one pizza and you get one free. That's not a bad deal at all. I mean, good pizza too. I mean, it's not, it's not something that's frozen that they happen to heat up in the back. It's pretty good pizza. So buy one, get one free. Make sure you go to Raphael's. It's either the Hickson one there at Highland Plaza, Soddy Daisy, or on Taft Highway in Signal Mountain. Very, very good food. And it's almost lunchtime, and I probably shouldn't have talked about that because now I'm getting hungry. And, so what do you do now? What do you do now? So you got John Boehner, who said, I can't take it anymore. I'm out of here, guys. Not only am I out of the speakership, I'm going to get out of Congress too. And, I felt sorry for him yesterday. If you've watched the Pope coverage, which we're going to talk a little bit about the Pope, but my goodness, Fox News. I mean, they've just said the heck with their programming, and it's all Pope all the time. It's not Fox News, it's Pope News. And I mean, I agree this is a big event, but there's other news going on, fellas. I don't know if you know that or not. There's other news going on besides the Pope being in America. Not the first time we've had a Pope here, but he did. First time we've ever had a Pope speak before a joint session of Congress. And one of the people that put that together was John Boehner. And I feel sorry for him, man. He's sitting up there. He is bawling like a little baby. I mean, it's just, and I understand he's emotional and this is a big deal to him. He's Catholic. I mean, and he felt the spirit there or whatever, but you are a national figure. Maybe it's best that you do step down. I mean, you need to hold your composure. You can, after he finishes, run to the bathroom and, squall. I mean, it was everything but snot running down his nose. I mean, he was crying like that. I mean, it was something else. But anyway, they said after intense pressure from conservatives in his party, he has resigned. And I think that's probably a good thing. I mean, I think he probably it's time for him to go. He is probably one of those folks where you kind of, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Oops, we're not going to do that. So maybe the crying needs to stop and he needs to start doing something else. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. I mean, we got some great Twitter posts. And if you see something going on, if you see it, especially today, if you see a traffic situation or something like that, make sure that you tweet us so we can get it on the air so we can let all of our listeners know not to go a certain way, or if you're going a certain way, then it is going to be slower. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's Hot News Talk Radio, and on Facebook the same way, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Grab your rain gear for this Friday morning. We'll see scattered showers and cloudy skies as we go throughout the day. High temperatures will be cooler, only climbing into the lower 70s. We'll see a few more of these showers as we head into the evening hours with overnight lows in the mid-60s. This forecast is brought to you by Guthrie's Restaurant, home of the original golden fried chicken finger with their special sauce. Open daily with 3 area locations, Trenton, Signal Mountain, and Ringgold. And I'm WDEF News 12 meteorologist Megan Wise.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Social media, we're on that. Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook, at Hot News Talk Radio on Twitter. Download the TuneIn app and follow us anywhere at any time. AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, myself for all the action.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If it's the NFL, it's right here.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If the South would have won, we'd have had it made. I'd probably run for president of the Southern states. The day Elvis passed away would be our national holiday. If the South would have won, we'd have...
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. As Congress tries to avert a government shutdown, a stunning announcement from the House Speaker. John Boehner saying he will resign from Congress and give up his House seat by the end of October.
There was just rabid talk in the House of Representatives that either there was going to be an effort to throw him out or he was going to resign. There was one school of thought by some that thought Boehner would have accomplished one of his life's goals here, bringing the Pope to the Capitol to speak before a joint meeting of Congress.
Fox's Chad program from Capitol Hill. The Pope speaking before the UN General Assembly demanding rights for the poor, saying they should have immediate access to food and water, work and housing, and religious freedom. Earlier in a speech before some members of the UN staff, telling them,
be close to one another. Respect one another.
And the Swiss Attorney General opening criminal proceedings against FIFA President Sepp Blatter. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
And we are boycotting Fox News TV, not the one on the radio. We like them. They do a good job. But the TV folks have gone crazy over the Pope. Roger Ailes all the way down. They must all be Catholic. One big Catholic organization. And I think it's big news he's here, but I don't know if they ought to be covering, they do everything but follow him in the bathroom. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He did speak before a joint session of Congress. And he touched on some points, and we probably need to talk about a few of those points. Repent. Pope Francis lectures America on gay marriage, abortion, immigration, and the Syrian refugee crisis in the first ever Capitol Hill address by a sitting pontiff. Now, this is from the Daily Mail, which is from the UK. Gave all this, the kind of the quick points that he went over. He said that he is defending human life at every stage, and it's from development to the end of time, and the death penalty. So he's against death penalty, which I can say that I'm kind of against the death penalty. He took a jab at gay marriage, which he should. He said he cannot hide my concern for the family, which is threatened perhaps as never before, from within and without. He also talked about climate change. And he talked about arms control. But I think the big one is this. Pope Francis delivered a stinging blow to conservatives bent on keeping illegal immigrants and Middle Eastern refugees, well, I'm having a problem with that word, out of the United States, saying Thursday in a landmark address to Congress that Americans should show compassion to immigrants of all stripes. So let me understand this. Because we will not let the illegals in due to our laws, which we are probably the most freely, when it comes to these laws, the most forgiving in these laws of just about any nation in the world. Because we want to adhere to law, and we want them to come through the proper channels. We are not compassionate. Oh, Pope, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. You can be compassionate. You can be very compassionate. But they need to come the proper channels. Now, let me ask you this. I know he didn't go to Mexico. But why didn't he go to Mexico? And he's from South America. Why didn't he go to Central America and South America? And the reason these people are fleeing to the United States is because of the conditions in those countries. Now, why doesn't he go lecture these governments, which are mostly Catholic countries, and make conditions better in those areas instead of coming up here? Or not up here, but coming over here, coming up here. That's a true Southerner. And voicing concerns about we're not compassionate enough because we're not letting all these people in illegally. Come on, Pope. Come on, Frankie. Man, get it together. Don't lecture us. We're the most compassionate country in the world. We are the most compassionate country in the world. Whenever there is a disaster, humanity has a problem, the United States of America steps in. We are the most compassionate country in the world, bar none. Now go lecture Mexico. I mean, do they show lack of compassion because they're sending people up here because their way of life, the way they're living, the way the conditions that they live in are deplorable? Is that compassion? Maybe his sense of compassion is different than mine. And I know I shouldn't be arguing with the Pope. I mean, and I admire the Pope. I am a non-Catholic, but I admire the Pope, and I'm glad to see that he took on issues such as abortion and gay marriage. I'm very glad to see that. I think he's totally wrong on global warming. And I think he's totally wrong on, getting rid of all of the arms. I mean, I don't have to agree with him on everything. But here is something that is very interesting. And this is from the Washington Times. He wants to talk about how we should have compassion in America. And the way he is defining that is we're not letting illegals in. Okay? So that is how he is defining that. So what does the Vatican do? I mean, is the Vatican, do they have these huge refugee camps at the Vatican? Are they taking it? How many people are they letting become citizens in the Vatican? I mean, I think that's interesting, right? I mean, are they letting anyone be citizens in the Vatican? Or is this just lip service to come to America and, he has some agenda? I mean, I don't see a lot of refugees trying to get in. In fact, there's a wall around the Vatican, right? I think there's a big wall around. Yeah, there's a huge wall around the Vatican. And, okay, so that's not very conducive. Walls are either for keeping people out or keeping people in, and I would hope that he don't have to keep his followers in. So I'm going to say it's for keeping people out. Just my thought. I mean, but yet he's probably against the wall on our southern border, which would be for keeping people out. I found that very interesting that the Pope would come over here and lecture us about our compassion because we're not letting these illegals flow freely into our country. And, and I am one. America is a great country. We have we have a culture. And I don't think our culture is based on, hey, we're just going to let the free, no borders. And I know there's a lot of people like that. And I mean, that's their opinion. That's great. Just like this is my opinion. It's great. All right. So how many citizens come into the Vatican every year? It says it welcomes millions. This is from the Washington Times. It welcomes millions of visitors a year, but allows only a very select few who meet strict criteria to be admitted as residents or citizens. So they're more strict than we are. So Pope, shh, be quiet. Okay? Your own little country, your own city doesn't let folks in. Come on, Frankie, be quiet. Only about 450 to 800 or so of its residents actually hold citizenship. And that's according to a 2012 study by the Library of Congress. The study said citizens are either church cardinals who reside in the Vatican, the Holy See's diplomats around the world, and those who reside in the city because of their jobs, such as the Swiss Guard. Spouses and children who live in the city because of their relationship with citizens include the Swiss Guard, and workers such as gardeners have also been granted citizenship. But that means few of the Vatican citizens are women. I mean, think about it. He's lecturing us, telling us we need to be compassionate. It sounds as though the Vatican may not be that compassionate. And I know a lot of people have problems with the Pope. I mean, and, I respect anyone that, can do what, his message is. I respect that. But to come over and lecture our Congress about we're not compassionate enough because we will not let illegal immigrants in, or the Middle East. Hey, you're worried about all these Syrian refugees? Bring them over and put them in the Vatican City. Come on. It's a lot closer. I mean, they're just a swim away across from the tip of Italy there, and then you can bus them on up, and you can have them there by nightfall. So don't preach to us until you start doing it in your own little Vatican City. And I guess the argument would be, well, we don't have a lot of room, but you could set an example by putting as many people in there as possible that need help. So there you go. There's my take on the Pope being here. I think it's great he's coming to America. I think he did sound like a robot. It sounded like someone that speaks into one of these translators. I understand English is not his first language, and I admire that he did give it in English. So, but he did sound a little robotic in some of his words, and I know he was being very, very careful with what he said, and he should be very, very careful. Hey, if you have any kind of real estate going on in your life, and maybe you need a place to live, maybe you need a contractor, maybe you need to get rid of your house and you need to get rid of it quickly, call JJS. You can give them a call at 423-618-3980, 423-698-3980, and they'll help you put you in a rent to own or lease to own, or maybe they'll buy your house right there, or maybe they can help you remodel or do a rent ready for you. So give them a call, 423-618-3980.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Grab your rain gear for this Friday morning. We'll see scattered showers and cloudy skies as we go throughout the day. High temperatures will be cooler, only climbing into the lower 70s. We'll see a few more of these showers as we head into the evening hours with overnight lows in the mid-60s. This forecast is brought to you by Guthrie's Restaurant, home of the original golden fried chicken finger with their special sauce. Open daily with 3 area locations, Trenton, Signal Mountain, and Ringgold. And I'm WDEF News 12 meteorologist Megan Wise.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Are you tired of feeling like just another account number to your financial advisor? Try something refreshingly different. Call Edward Jones Financial Advisor Patrick Neal in Hickson at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Sky Aerial Services uses advanced drone technology to give you a better perspective and depth of your property and project. We offer aerial photography and video for your business, farm, home, or advertising campaigns, as well as editing services to complete the experience. Call us at 423-521-0284 and see how we can help you tell your story about your business, property, or project. We work with real estate professionals, both commercial and residential, developers, engineer inspectors, surveyors, ad agencies, auto and boat dealers, mapping services, insurance inspectors, corporate marketing, charity events, weddings, and photographers. Our consultation is free. Call 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284, or visit our website, skyaerialservices.com. Sky Aerial Services. The sky is our limit. Social media, we're on that. Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook, at Hot News Talk Radio on Twitter. Download the TuneIn app and follow us anywhere at any time. AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Tired of insurance companies? Tired of doctors that won't spend time with you? Do something different. Leave the sick care model of medicine and come to Dr. Danielle Mitchell, the Chattanooga Sports Institute and Center for Health, where we're interested in long-term health solutions, the quick fixes. Come see me, Dr. Danielle Mitchell, at the Chattanooga Sports Institute and Center for Health. I'm all about the long-term healthcare solutions and doing what's best. On the web, you can find me at ChattanoogaSportsInstitute.com. That's ChattanoogaSportsInstitute.com. Or call us at 875-1005 875-1005, or find us on social media, Facebook, Dr. Danielle Mitchell, or the Chattanooga Sports Institute.com. Let's go, ya!
We've got a table here at Delia's in Saudi Daisy, ready to delight in a plate of authentic Mexican food. Delia's spreads a rich selection: loaded nachos, crazy chicken, homemade tamales, maybe the enchiladas with beef, chicken, pork, quesadillas. Every dish beautifully pictured on the menu to help us decide. Join us for lunch or dinner. We're at Delia's in Saudi Daisy on Dayton Pike near the Thrasher Light. Here's dinner. Delia's uses the freshest ingredients, cooked to perfection. Nachos, homemade. Delia's open every day except the Lord's Day. For lunch and dinner, treat yourself to Delia's genuine Mexican food. In Saudi, call 521-7145. That's 521-7145.
Hi, I'm David Tulis, inviting you to make the move with me 9 to 11 a.m. weekdays here at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. The David Tulis Show, featuring Nooganomics.com for Chattanooga and beyond. 9 to 11 a.m. weekdays.
That smells so good. Smells like a big Italian dinner. But you're going to walk out with two. Buy one hot pizza, get a one for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. My favorite Italian restaurant of all the time. Now, I'm living in Hickson. I go to Raphael's right down the street in Hickson Pike, right near Highland Plaza. You're in Saudi Daisy? Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria in Saudi Daisy. Just the next to Saudi Daisy Church of God. Hey, you're in Signal Mountain. There's a Raphael's Italian Restaurant and a Pizzeria. It's right on the main drag. You're going to love the pasta, the pizza. Buy one hot pizza, get a one for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Tastes so good. Bring the whole family. Come on, Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Mangia. Salute.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
The rain has stopped for the moment, but on the next pay-per-view, drones versus driverless cars. That's right. Interesting article, how they compare drones. When they say drones, they mean unmanned aerial vehicles. So drones versus driverless cars. This pay-per-view, I think it's going to be in about 2 weeks, and you can get that cheap, so don't worry about it. But listen, it's a dangerous world out there. It's a real dangerous world out there. And the way you can protect yourself is going to a Tennessee handgun permit class. And you can find that at Carter Shooting Supply. Not only do you need to go to the class, but you need to have a membership there so you can stay proficient, so you can stay comfortable, so that your reactions come like second thought. And they have a sale right now. It's a huge sale, and it stops next week. So you need to get down there today. I mean, and this is, I'm just telling you, you can save $50 on a membership. On a VIP membership, $75. It's normally $125, but it's going to be $75. Come on, man. I mean, that's nothing. A family membership, which is normally $200, $150. That's at Carter Shooting Supply. They have a huge sale going on now with long guns and short guns and intermediate guns, and got a great selection of firearms. You can do the Tennessee handgun permit class for just $60. They've got a cool indoor shooting range. So go down there. That's Carter Shooting Supply. You know where it is. It's out 58. It's at 6210 Highway 58. It's right there before you get to Island Cove Marina, and it's on the right. I mean, you've been by it thousands of times. Go to their website, check it out, cartershootingsupply.com. That's cartershootingsupply.com. Give them a call, 423-344-1099, 423-344-1099, and go ahead and get your Tennessee handgun permit so you can carry. It's a dangerous world out there. Go ahead and sign up. I mean, get that VIP membership, $75. That's nothing. That is nothing. And you get unlimited shooting. You can bring a guest for $10. I mean, that's a heck of a deal. We all need to be proficient, because you never ever know what is going to happen. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. After me's the Digital Drive. He's got a whole new spin and take on the VW crisis. Oh, my gosh. He's going to talk very sensible and talk about the software of it. After that is Clutch, the one and only Keon Rose, our sports guy, our sports dude. He is the dude when it comes to sports. And then, of course, Monday through Friday, I know everybody starts their day off 9 to 11 with the one and only the David Tulis Show, Mr. DT himself. On your way home today, I want you to listen to something different. I want you to listen to Live at 5. Okay, it's the only news show from 5 to 6. We're going to give you local news, breaking news, updating news, all that good stuff. Plus, we're going to give you traffic and weather. You're going to need both today. You're going to need both your traffic and your weather today. So listen to Digital Drive. Russell Stroud, news director extraordinaire, is the one that brings that to you. So you're getting it from the big boss. So you know it's got to be good. Drones versus driverless cars. What in the world is going on? When a 2-pound drone crashed on the White House lawn in January, the nation was thrown into drone hysteria. Oh my gosh, we're all going to die. As Wolf Blitzer said from CNN, we don't know if it's some 14-year-old kid who got a drone, or is this some Al-Qaeda sympathizer wanting to send a message? What was the message? That they can't fly a drone? Yeah, come on, Wolf. Wolf, wolf, wolf. The article talks about how the drone industry, the outlook on it is a lot more negative than it is the driverless cars. And you find that interesting. I know I do. You know, the driverless cars is a great thing. It's going to save lives. We're going to save energy. We're going to save this. But drones, you know, maybe they're not going to do all this. All they're going to do is peek in your backyard and watch you when you're walking around in your backyard. Now, this is interesting because yesterday I was doing some work on Lookout Mountain, and the first thing the guy asked me, how many naked people you seen? Excuse me? When you're flying over people's backyards, how many naked people you seen? Well, I hadn't seen any, because most people, unlike yourself, are not walking around their backyard naked. Nor am I looking to see naked people in their backyard. I just found that very odd that he would ask me, but I understand, because that's what the media is pressing. Watch out. They're going to take your privacy away. These drones can see everything. But you know, that is just so wrong. Because if you're doing it as a hobbyist, I can see people, maybe, you know, there's folks out there that would do that. But when you're doing it as a profession, it's totally different. You know, you're not worried about what's going on 2 doors down in somebody's backyard. I mean, you're there to do a job, and you have to focus and concentrate, and you're focused on whatever it is. Maybe you're inspecting a tower, a radio tower. Maybe you're doing that. You know, maybe you are doing some farm work for a guy. You know, maybe you're doing a roof inspection. And the other thing is, people are so worried about it's going to take away jobs from the aviation industry. It's not. Now, is it less expensive for a drone to go up and get photos of your business or your property or your project or house? Absolutely it is. But there's still, aviation photography is still going to be there. What it's going to eliminate are things like a ladder. How about if you have a flat roof on your business and you need it inspected? Maybe you're an insurance agent and you need to inspect 4 or 5 roofs in a neighborhood that have hail damage. Well, that's a lot of up and down a ladder, and that's a lot of, you know, hazardous things for you to do. Well, I can do it with my drone, and probably a quarter of the time that you can get a lot better pictures and a lot better perspective for you. So those are the industries that you're looking at. That's just a small sample of what's going to happen. Okay. But now the driverless cars, man, they are getting it. They're just great. But you know, I think some of that also is with the driverless car, you're giving up control. You are giving up control of, you know, what Americans love about cars, that freedom. I can get in my car and go anywhere, you know. I mean, that freedom of being able to go when I want to, how I want to, the car I want to. We're not all driving the same look-alike cars that are driving itself. You know, there's something very, very good about driving the car yourself. Maybe I want to go a little faster. Maybe I want to go a little slower. Maybe I want to take this route. Maybe I want to take that route. You know, and I mean, maybe times where you have a long commute to work, it'd be good to kick back and catch up on your emails or sleep or whatever. But I just think the perception of the driverless car, as the article says, and this is from marketwatch.com, is that, you know, the driverless car, everybody's embracing, oh, we can't wait. It's going to save fuel. You know, it's going to be that this way we can limit and control, or maybe we don't control, but we know where you're going. Now, these drones, man, it's the wild, wild west. They're out there, you know, they're taking pictures of people they shouldn't be. They're going to put lasers on them. They're bringing down airplanes. No, and no. I mean, this is our future. Where cell phones and personal computers and tablets were, here's driverless cars, here's drones. There's going to be other robotic things that happen. But it's a technology that both need to be embraced. Now, in the article, they talk about how do you regulate this? Well, do you have to regulate everything? I mean, do you have to regulate everything? I think this is going to be, you're going to see, especially when it comes to UAVs, you're going to see a lot of industry regulating things and the professional people regulating over the hobbyist. And I think it's cool that, you know, some guy, hey man, on the weekends, I like to go out and fly and get pictures of, you know, my boat as I'm going down the river. I think that's great. And it's cool. And you should be able to do that. But I don't think it's cool that, you know, somebody is flying too close to the airport in New York or too close to the airport in Chattanooga that they don't understand. Hey man, this would be cool. I want to get this plane landing. Why? You know, why? Why do you need that? Of all the things to take pictures and video of, why do you need a picture of that plane land? Well, I love planes. Well, you know, buy a video. Don't put, you know, first of all, your drone, you're going to lose your drone, so you're not going to get the pictures or video. All right, there's a lot going on this weekend, a whole lot going on. Do not forget about the fair. The fair is Saturday and Sunday. Go out and see Chrissy. I mean, she's got all kinds of jewelry, man. She's going to lay, as they say, she's going to put on the dog for you with all of her handmade jewelry. Do not forget about the Little Debbie Iron Man, and get out and support our very own Danielle Mitchell from the Chattanooga Sports Institute. She's going to be taking that on next year. Since he's learned how to swim, the adolescent says he will win the Little Debbie Ironman. And he's coming up after me, the Digital Drive. Don't forget about Clutch. Comes up in between 1 and 2, and he's got all of your sports wrapped up. The first and only local sports show that early. Keep that in mind. After him, you got Laura Ingraham, and then you got the big dog, Sean Hannity. He comes in 3 to 5, and then do not leave, because on your way home, I've challenged you to listen to Live at 5. Listen to it. Hot News Talk Radio, Live at 5. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. We're the hottest, the newsiest, and the talkingest radio station in town. Watch out, fellas. We're coming to get you.
Grab your rain gear for this Friday morning. We'll see scattered showers and cloudy skies as we go throughout the day. High